Hello there, guys, and welcome back to Sean on Sports. I hope you're all well. So, this is a video I didn't think I'll be making, hence why I've not recorded myself. It's audio only, I'm afraid, but nevertheless, keep listening. England are in the World Cup final today. They're playing New Zealand at Lords, something I never thought I'd say in my lifetime, having seen two disastrous World Cups in India and Australia, respectively. So, how will we line up? How will New Zealand line up? And what are the key matchups? And who do I think will win? Stay tuned. I'll be answering all those questions in this video. So let's start with how both teams got there, shall we? So, as we know, England marmalised Australia at Edgbaston, and New Zealand they beat India over 2 days at Old Trafford. So, what are the key matchups going into this World Cup final? A bit like what I said about the England Australia preview, it's about their fast bowlers against our top order. You know, the likes of Matt Henry, Lockie Ferguson, Salvi, against obviously Roy, Bairstow, Root, Stokes, etc., etc. New Zealand, they've not played their best cricket of late. Obviously, they lost the last three games leading up to the World Cup semi-final. Everyone wrote them off. Everyone said India easy win. They nailed them for the final, but our great game proved otherwise, and New Zealand pulled up trees in that result. Would that have psychologically give them an advantage? We'll have to wait and see. But I think emotionally that may have damaged them a little bit. A bit like their semi final against South Africa in 2015. I think it may be detrimental to New Zealand, but we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, I'm hoping England win the World Cup. It'll be the first time either side have won the World Cup. But me being English, I hope it's them. And the lineups, I expect both teams to be unchanged from the semi final. New Zealand may toy with bringing in Sodhi, but I think why change a winning team? Look what's happened with England since they beat India. They played the same team against New Zealand, Australia, and won all games convincingly. So I suspect the teams to be the same. New Zealand may have psychological advantage having played the World Cup final 4 years ago. England's last World Cup final, I wasn't even born. That was in 1992, so that was a few years before I was born. I was born in '95, like Jofra. So maybe psychologically New Zealand have the edge slightly. I wouldn't put too much into that though, because effectively England's played knockout games since they beat India. So their last three knockout, their last three games have been knockout games effectively. Well, do I think the game will be won and lost? Well, if England bat first, they'll have to get a good start. Obviously, Johnny Bairstow and Jason Roy. I think Josh Buttler's due an innings, a bit like Martin Guptill. I think Josh Buttler's due some runs. He hasn't really got any runs, really. Only his 100 against Pakistan at Trent Bridge is his only notable winnings, really. And Martin Guptill similarly as well. He hasn't fired at all this tournament. Kane Williamson has often been in after 5 overs, which obviously he's hoping it won't happen later on today. Um, do I think New Zealand have a chance? Yes, of course they do. If you watched my semi-final preview, England v Australia, I said I wasn't confident, and I'm not confident going into the final. I think England will lose at some point. Maybe it's it today at Lords. Who knows? And obviously New Zealand's confidence will be untold after beating India. Players to watch out for, obviously, for England bowling wise, you've got Chris Woakes and Jofra Archer up front. They set the tone against Australia the other day. And then for New Zealand, you've got the likes of Lockie Ferguson, Matt Henry, Colin de Grandholt, Trent Boult. So all of those are high class bowlers. Batting wise, like I said earlier, You got Johnny Birthday, Jason Roy. You got Ross Taylor, Kane Williamson. I'm not sure if they'll open with the same pair they have because I hear Henry Nicholas has a bit of an injury. So let's see if they go back to their trusted pair that they had open at the start of the tournament. Be interesting to see. So what I want you to do is let me know down below, who do you think's going to win? Are England favourites, or do you think New Zealand slightly edge it after beating India? Let me know down below. Thanks for listening. This has been a video, as I said, I never thought I'd be making, but hats off to England and the way they have performed in the tournament. Smash that like button, click that bell, and follow me on social media. Thanks for listening. And one thing left to say is, come on, England.